Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who are tuning to these videos. And in this video, I'm going to be speaking about a few video clips that's on the channel To Through and Information. And the clips that I'm going to showcase to you has got people speaking about this devil that's in rulership and how he's pushing nothing but wickedness. He's force-feeding his wine of fornication with all his philosophies and ideologies unto everybody, especially those of the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans who are the real Hebrew Israelites. He wants to keep us in a perpetual state of sin, and that's why he has that agenda where he's pushing literal sin onto our people in the form of ideologies. And as the scriptures say, that earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Right now he's not doing righteously because the spirit is not upright in him. He's literally incapable, even though technically he could be able to in a day he could pass a law and actually have it so that people are following the laws of the scriptures, but he's not going to do that. He's not going to deal righteously. And you can see his vibration and doctrine has spread throughout the four corners of the earth, that this place needs judgment for all that stuff. That the only thing that's really going to cleanse the sin of Sodom is the way how Sodom was put out. And us here, the hopeful elect, we have to know and understand that this is this devil's time to push out that wickedness. And we have to be in that secret place of the Most High and choose none of this devil's ways. And we got to, ultimately take care of ourselves, because we know that only 144,000 elect and the remnant, the 1/3, are going to be protected from that hellfire, just as Sodom was destroyed. Because this place is going to go out the same way, except for the remnant whose names are written in the book of life, who are sighing and crying for the abominations, who don't agree with this what you would call lifestyle being pushed out into the four corners. This type of ideology shouldn't exist down here on the earth. And before I play just a few of these clips, I want to read this in Isaiah 26 verse 10, and it reads, "Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of our brightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord." So right now the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, favor is shown unto him, yet he's not going to do righteousness. He's even got those people in the land imposing as if they're the people of the Most High, yet you follow the money, so to speak. You follow the clues. All this wickedness leads back to those people that are in the land right now, and they are not doing upright right now. And I'm being vague with my speech because I don't want this video to get taken down. But those who are in the know, they know that specific tribe amongst Esau, Edom, who are behind these things, who are funding these programs. They got that pink city going on every year. That is literally the scriptures prophesying about these wicked. That even in the land of uprightness, even in the time when they have the earth in their hand, they're not going to do righteously, but rather they're just going to destroy this place. And that's why we got to sigh and cry and hope that we get delivered from this place, because we know that this place is about to be destroyed. Seeing that all these things are going to be melted with fervent heat, we are, according to new promises, look for a new kingdom. We're not invested in this place, because ultimately this place is tainted, and the only way to clean it, is through how Sodom and Gomorrah was cleansed. So I'm just going to play a little bit of this guy right here, Umar. I think his name is Dr. Umar. And he was talking about how Kamala Harris, she went to Africa. He calls it the motherland. But when he's saying these things, he actually brings out a good point, because he got the American government going over there to a place that's rich in resources. Yet the only thing that they're really over there to do is to push that wicked agenda, trying to force feed the Hamites and those of the Israelites who are scattered in those regions to drink of this wine of fornication.
Structure, but you went to Africa to make Africa safe. for the Rainbow Mafia. You went to Africa not to help a child, not to help a family, not to cancel no debt, not to build no institutions, not to address these coups that the CIA financed. You didn't go to Africa, Kamala Harris, to do anything progressive. You went to Africa to make Ghana safe for the Rainbow Mafia.
Yeah, so you can see the shameful spewing that everybody, even the heathens, are pointing out the fact of this devil's hypocrisy. And this devil is literally behind all these coups, these certain things. You know, anything that's not upright, this devil isn't too far from it. And then you got this person right here speaking about those things, in that land. I'm gonna just play it real quick.
They really have need for it. But it's the hypocrisy of the US, where they call homosexuality a human rights issue in Africa. But yet they are doing business with countries where homosexuality is frowned upon. Over $1 billion of military hardware is sold to Qatar almost on a yearly basis. In Qatar, homosexuality is punished by death, not imprisonment. Why are they not threatening Qatar? One of the biggest trading partners of the United States government is Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, it's punished by death.
So you can see these people are pointing out this devil's hypocrisy. And it makes me think how, like, we have to be vague with our speech. Like this guy, he called them the mafia or whatever. But we're literally, like, as it figuratively moved into a corner. But this is with the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Shai that's making it that we're not being backed into that corner. Even though Esau Edom is trying as best as he can, trying to take down these videos, trying to slow down this message, ultimately you can't do nothing against his truth, but for the truth. It's only going to make it more blatant that there really is actually a mafia behind these things, that there's a group of people out there who impose themselves that they're the children of the Most High, yet they're not doing anything that the children of the Most High would be doing, and they're the main ones pushing this wickedness financially. Yet we're out here being vague with our speech, like the scriptures say that a righteous person maketh himself a prey. I'm gonna get that real quick. This is in Isaiah 59 verse 15. It says, "Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment." And so there's a lot of stuff that's happening right now on the earth that needs to be met with judgment, quick judgment. Yet truth is failing because Esau Edom is currently in rulership. And then it says that those that depart from evil maketh himself a prey. So we're out there, risking our lives in a way, risking our financial situations because we're speaking out against what this devil is doing in various countries through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai. And we're reading the scriptures too. So really, they hate our light because they love evil. They would rather us to shut up and to continue whatever we're doing so that they can continue what they're doing. But ultimately, all this wickedness is going to be met with Yahweh Bashim Shai, and he's going to put a stop to it, Lord willing, sooner than ever. As the scripture said, when Yahweh Shai returns, it's going to be as if no flesh is going to be left to save. It's going to get that bad down here, and we're all going to be, in this situation. Just like how Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, he had to suffer those things, and he had to keep his integrity as well. And if you read the story of what happened to his wife, that's why there's a scripture that says, remember Lot's wife. It's just a real quick precept. I'm going to get that in Luke 32. Luke 17, verse 32. It says, remember Lot's wife. And if you need to remember Lot's wife, you need to start meditating, get in the spirit, because Lot's wife, she looked back into the world. She saw that technically there wasn't that big of a deal of Sodom and Gomorrah. She would rather be invested in living deliciously, because Lot was a rich person in Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, she counted that as it looked like how the saying in the world goes, like with these agenda people, they're not hurting anybody. But that's not what that's not righteous judgment. That's not thinking righteously. You're supposed to see that this place is tainted. It's cankered because this place is literally the spiritual Sodom in Egypt. You can't be like Lot's wife, where like you're looking back at this place, and you're disregarding the wickedness and looking at the benefits of it. We know that this place is our captivity. We know that there's a kingdom to come. This place is ripe for the destruction. So we're not invested in this place. We're not going to be as Lot's wife, who pretty much she looked back. That's when the angels took off that hedge of protection. We want to have that sheer mercies of David, so that we always walk in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and that He keeps our ways. And I'm gonna play this just these two reels real quick also, because this guy right here is speaking from the Bahamas.
First of all, let me deal with Belinda. Belinda is my friend, and I love Belinda. But I do not love Belinda more than I love my values and I love my children. Belinda, you are talking foolishness. And I think it's the time now you step down from head of the BUT, because if you push in the agenda of Satan, trust me, you introduce that to any school in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and see if there'll be any classrooms, any classes. See if there'll be any classes. Me and hundreds of Bahamians who are parents will fight you and fight anybody who pushes this agenda.
Hold on,
I let you talk, buddy. I let you talk. Okay, let me finish. This agenda is from the devil. Belinda, I thought you.
So this man speaks the truth, and you have to understand too. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places, against principalities. We're setting our face against Mount Seir and prophesying against it. We're not going to do anything like go be angry and physical. We're only going to be smiling and preaching this word week in and week out and making these epistles. Ain't none of us are going to be doing anything physical. We know that these people though are the physical ones. There's a phrase that's called with violent alphabet members, because every member of that group, they live that death style that they're pretty much ready to die. They're bold fellows just for the fact that they chose that lifestyle, and they don't want to listen to what we got to say. And this guy right here, he's making himself a prey on live television, because ultimately, he's in the right spirit in a sense, because you don't want to be a part of this wickedness. You can't follow a multitude to do evil. You gotta choose now this day if you're gonna be with the society or against the society. And I'm gonna play this clip right here, because these are the violent alphabet members that I'm referring to.
This is their plan.
Hey, I just want to say, it made me think of Job when he talks about how these Edomites, they didn't have a language. They were just speaking like animals. These are literally the Edomites that we're speaking about in the scriptures. As you can't make this up. And then you got Alex Jones here. He's speaking pretty much the same thing that other guy was saying from the Bahamas. That these are actual demons. But like the understanding is these are the Edomites that the Bible speak of.
And people, these are demons. Just like the Bible says, it's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what all the ancients said. It's what they warned of. It's what we're dealing with. They're demons. They're frickin' interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it. Make fun of me all you want on CNN or wherever, but everyone already innately knows this. These people are not frickin' humans.
Yeah, they're Edomites. They're a base fellow. They're lower than the beasts of the field, because like in that video clip, they're just barking to I don't really know what they were protesting against, but it didn't look like it was anything serious. But these people, they're just rebels without a cause. They're bold, and they're just looking to be violent any opportunity they can. And then I think this is the last clip I want to play.
If you would like to be a woman, you can identify as a woman. I don't know why there is such an issue.
Anyone can, right?
I don't see a problem with it.
Just literally put the hand up and say I'm a woman. Okay, why can't I identify as a black lesbian?
Well, firstly, I mean, it was.
Well, I'm serious. I'm serious. If I can identify as anything without any need to prove I'm actually what that is, why can't I, on International Women's Day, say I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian?
I think taking it to a kind of absurd state.
Yes, Pierce Morgan, he took it too absurd. You know, they got standards, you know, in that community. You know, but anyways, I wanted to just show one more segment of how violent these people get. You know, this clip, this guy was just getting baptized, but he was being attacked by certain protesters. Alright, you know, that's all I'm gonna play. You know, but you can see, you know, that the evidence is just mounting up. And then tomorrow there's gonna be even more evidence to continue to make these videos up until the missiles hit this place. But I wanted to read this also in Revelation 17 and 15, you know, to get back onto the point that Babylon is like, you know, the one who's in charge right now, and it's going to push out this wickedness. And it's in Revelation 17 verse 15. It says, well, actually, I'll start at verse 14. It says, "These shall make war." Actually, I'll start at verse 12. You know, because this is talking about Babylon, the great whore, and the beast system, which is NATO and the EU, the power structure. But so in Revelation 17 and 12 it says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb." So when Yahushua returns, NATO and the EU and all these various countries, they're going to go up against the man who came out of the ocean, the Shemaims, the heavens, because that's how Yahushua is going to return on the chariots, you know, with clouds, and every eye is going to see him, and they're going to make war with him. This isn't speaking about in what they would call the Book of Enoch, where there was like a war in heaven, you know, saying he got a rebellion, a group of Nephilim angels or whatever. Now that's dogma. That's not even real. That's not grounded in reality. The Book of Revelation here is speaking about a prophecy that's about to happen when the Lamb, Yahweh Shai, is going to make war with these devils and all their military infrastructure. It says, "These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, because this devil has a grasp on all the heathen nations, especially the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. He has their minds pretty much in the palm of his hands, and he directs them whithersoever he decides to. And so, like the scriptures is pretty much saying in this vision, when the whore and the beast, they were sitting upon all these waters, that represented the multitudes of nations. You know, you got Elamites who are under this devil, and Esau is pushing that vibration even over there. You know, all across the nation of Africa, where all the Hamites are at, everywhere this devil's red foot is at, wickedness is going to be. And I'm going to read this in Jeremiah 51, you know, because it makes me think of what manner of person I need to be. And it's basically, you got to continue to work in this ministry, you know, seek the sheer mercies of David, and flee out of the midst of Babylon, spiritually. So it's in Jeremiah 51 verse 6, it says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul, be not cut off in her iniquity." You know, you don't want to be here just like Lot's wife. You don't want to be caught up in this place. That's why we're continuously cleaning our garments so that we're ready for that wedding. We're looking for that and hastening that day. It says, "For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense." And it's basically speaking the prophecy of what I just read in Revelation 17. And verse 7 says, "Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad." And so all these nations are drunk with all the fornications that this place is pushing. But it's going to come a time, because if you could see what's happening on the news right now, a lot of nations are ditching the American dollar. they're starting to deal with different things. They're dealing with different nations. Like the scriptures say that Russia is going to be pretty much a defense to all these other nations. That's what's going to start. What's written about in the book of Joel. All these heathen nations, they're turning all their infrastructure tools for farming and agriculture, and they're going to turn them into weapons to get ready to make war with the beast. And then once, because it's already written that this devil is going to fall. But once all this is happening, everyone's going to point and laugh at Esau. Of course, all the heathens are going to get put into slavery, into captivity, but it is the main one, Esau, Edom, that's enemy number one. It's going to get to the point that even all the heathens, during captivity, are going to look and despise at this devil, because he's the reason why the earth is in disarray right now. And this is in Obadiah and verse 6. It says, "How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him." So there's going to come a time where all these heathen nations that were once cool with Esau, Edom, the American nation, that they were with confederacy with them, they're gonna be the ones who are up at arms with them. And this is in Revelation 11 verse 18. It says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, those who seek the sure mercies of David, who are separating from this place that's spiritually Sodom and Egypt." We have no investments in this place, because you can see, in these videos that I just played, it's corrupt. The whole head is sick of this place. But it says, "And thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth." Because this devil, man, even with that philosophy, like if this devil didn't pollute the world with all these chemicals and over farming, or over cutting the trees, over fishing, it's also the ideologies that he polluted this world with. So that alone, it deserves the judgment that he's going to receive. And this is in Isaiah 14 verse 3, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, How hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased." And that time is coming soon. Once Yahushua returns, gathers the elect, and ultimately finishes this place to the point of overthrow, where it's never going to come back. This land, Babylon, is never going to be inhabited after what Yahushua is about to do with this place. In verse 5 it says, "The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled with the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth." This devil is not going to get any breaks in the kingdom, except for the Sabbath. In verse 7 it says, "The whole earth is at rest, and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no feather is come up against us." And you got to be a sick devil to the point where, like, when you're put down out of rulership, even the trees are going to sing. It just shows you how much that this devil needs to get put out of power. And I'm going to continue on. Verse 9, it says, "Hell from beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It had raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations." So this devil is going to get put right back down to where in the book of Revelation it says, when speaking about the serpent, that he was made to be lower than the beasts of the field. He's going to be the lowest of the low. We're going to have Hamites above this devil. In verse 10 it says, "All they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit as upon the mount of the congregation in the side of the north. These are all the things that the prideful devil is speaking about. He's got the space stations, and he's pretty much exalted himself as if he's the Most High. It says here in verse 14, it says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth tremble, that did Shakes kingdom, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of its prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. And then specifically to Esau Edom, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thus through with the sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. So that's the fate of the nation of Esau Edom, who's an abominable branch, to the point where you can just look out the window. I gotta say anything about that, because the ideology to this place, like we're literally I'll read that precept again that I had. It's Isaiah 59 and 15. It says, Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. We're out here, as prey, because everybody at the broad gate, they're all wicked. But the remnant, the hopeful elect that are walking that straight and narrow, we're separating ourselves from Babylon. And continuing on, it says, and the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. So at that point, when Yahushua, is sent down here, he's going to gather his elect and put this devil where he belongs, in the grave. So with that, I'd like to give honor and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, Shalom Akim.